Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something that I get asked a lot. When people find out that I'm a writer, usually I get this question. Oh, you're a writer? How do you write a novel? And then I kind of have to pause for a minute to process how I'm going to condense like 16 books worth of material into a few sentences or less. But that's what we're going to talk about today. This is the start of a video series of how to write a novel, and today all we're going to do is go over the overview of my general process, and in future vlogs we will go into more intimate detail about the writing process, the specific parts of the writing process. Now, depending on who you ask, the first step in writing a novel can either be outlining or character sketches. Personally, I like to do character sketches first because then I know how each of their personalities is going to drive the plot. Essentially what a character sketch is a list of things about that character. You can put their physical description, their birthday, where they were born, things that they like, things that they dislike, their personality, different aspects about their life, their backstories, all things that go into a character sketch. The idea behind a character sketch is that you want to know your characters before the readers are ever introduced to them, so that you're connected to them and so that your readers will be connected with them also. The next step in writing a novel is outlining. Now, most writers make this step conform to them. They develop their own system for outlining, as I have done. But the most important thing about this step is that you do it. I'm not going to go in a great amount of detail for time's sake, but in a later vlog I'll go through my process of outlining, because it is a process. So the next step after outlining is writing scenes. Some authors will break this step down into two further steps, which is writing dialogue and writing action. The reason they do this is so they can focus on one thing individually, but I have a little bit of a different process for writing scenes. I write scenes in two drafts. The first draft is my general draft, where I just write everything that comes to mind, and it doesn't have to be good. The second draft is my descriptive draft, where I add time, location, details about the scenery and the weather and different things like that. Before you write about location though, you should do a location sketch, which is similar to a character sketch, which is essentially where you have a form where you say, this is the reason that we have this location and these are the different details about it, and it'll keep the adjectives fresh in your mind to write easily about the location. After I have all my scenes written out and the first draft of my novel completed, then I do 2 to 5 more drafts of the entire manuscript at once, depending on how well things turned out in the story. My first draft is obviously my rough draft. My second draft is what I call my filler draft, where I go back and add different elements in, flesh out scenes that got sped through, add more descriptions. And the third draft is usually a combination between a filler draft and a grammar draft, and the fourth draft is an all grammar draft. Sometimes I will go back through another time before I submit my manuscript to an editor and do another grammar draft just to be safe. After you write all of your drafts out, next is the beta reader phase. Oh, what fun and joy and agony. The idea behind beta readers is to have somebody to read through your books, well, a lot of people to read through your book, so that they can point out the mistakes you made before you've had it professionally edited. It's really important that you do this before the professional edit, so that you don't send your book off to get it professionally edited and spend a bunch of money on it, and then have turned over to your beta readers, and your beta readers say, oh, well, you need to rewrite like half of this story that you just paid $1,500 for. It's really great. Besides that, a lot of editors won't accept manuscripts if they haven't been read by a critique partner or a beta reader. The next phase is the professional edit phase. This one more or less explains itself. So once you get the professional edit out of the way, then it's time to move on to the cover design. I'm in an advantage as a writer because I'm also a professional photographer, so I've always designed my own covers. But if you're not familiar with photography or photographic concepts, I would highly, highly recommend hiring a cover designer, because you don't want to put your book out there with a really crappy cover, because that's going to make sales plummet. And after all that's squared away, then we publish! Huzzah! You've written a novel! Usually through this process though, all through the writing process, I'm marketing and promoting my book so that I have more readers, more reviewers, and generally so that my fan base can grow. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions about writing or the writing process, feel free to message me on Facebook, Instagram, or leave a comment on this video. All the links will be posted in the description below. Hope you guys have an awesome week. Bye!